have your number, I would have called you. I left a message for Dave this morning, too, so I'm glad that you called. And I don't know if you were able to listen to the show, but I was talking about that whole operation down there, and that you hopefully would be calling. So welcome to the Don McHale Show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to call in and hear your voice. I'm glad you're doing good.
Oh, yeah. Now, you do promotions and event planning and all, and I mentioned all of the different spots in which, Dave's in the partners of the Village Grill, which I loved. I was there for breakfast, and our friend Jack Riccio, of course, was wonderful. But how did you get into this field, Sonny? Because I didn't tell people that you were on the Martini Bar down there, where they serve fabulous martinis on Thursdays. You're on, right?
Yep. Well, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I sort of we have 3 different bars in the Village Grill and Pump. We have the Village Grill Sushi Bar, which they just opened 2 years ago. It's a hit. We have the Village Pump and then the Village Grill. And there's a bar in each of those, and I work a different bar on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But everyone there makes tons of different drinks, martinis, and we're just also knowledgeable in all of our drink making skills and making everyone happy. And I'm glad you got to try one of my specialties, one of my most popular ones, chocolate espresso martini.
Well, listen, what I wanted to ask you, though, is how do you go about doing promotional and event planning? Did you go to school for it, or did you do? How did you know?
Actually, it's been part of my education through experience. I've been very fortunate to work different jobs. I used to be an event planner for Chantilly Event Rentals in Northern Virginia, DC, which is where I'm from. And with that, I learned how to do very big events, how to use your network with vendors of caterers and florists and all the above. And with that came bars. And you learn how to mix drinks and create drinks for different parties. And then with that, always was a part-time job in a restaurant. Then I got into restaurant management. And when I moved to Florida, the one thing that kept me going immediately was private events and the Village Grill and Pump. And I started there, and just with that, I've stayed 3 nights there because it's part of family now, and you can't help but go there. And everyone from Boston comes every season, and it's just everybody knows each other. Our regulars are there to greet, the locals are there to greet everybody who comes into town, and it keeps me going. And all the other times I go out and I do private events and guest bartend other places and bring my drinks out, and everyone seems to like them. So,
well, why I'm glad you called too is, we have the restaurant business, and I'm doing some consulting up here because it's a struggle, and I know you're seasonal down there, and there's a lot of competition. How have you seen the economy change? Would you say that you're on an equal business? I mean, it looked busy to me when I'd go by or have breakfast or whatever, but I know of some of the other places aren't doing too well, and on the Cape here, especially the individually owned restaurants are really struggling.
Everybody's feeling it. I mean, everybody's feeling it. I moved here 4 years ago, which was the lowest. I think that I sold my house in the lowest part of the market. I moved to Florida, and everyone said I was crazy. What are you doing?
Where were you before?
In Northern Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Fairfax, Virginia.
Yeah, right.
But I was just very headstrong. I had come here on vacation. I had been to the village. I'd been to Aruba's. That's just where I wanted to be, and I upped and moved. And I've watched it for 4 years. I've listened to what people say used to be season and how crazy it used to be. And there's a lot of people who have had to sell their second houses, but the one thing in turn is a lot of people have also moved into Florida. And we have so many new families in Lauderdale by the Sea that are, we just moved here, 2 weeks ago, we just moved here. So it's sort of a big trade. You see a lot of people selling homes north now that can't afford it and actually moving here. And in the season, you were here, the busiest part, which Thursdays people fly in, and, but we're starting to pick up, and this season is going to be, I think, probably the best in 4 years we've had. I really do. But it's been a rough 3 years watching it, sort of at times they're like, wow, this is great, look at everybody's here, to like nothing, and you're like, wow.
I know.
What's
Well,
going on,
and that's, of course, what we run into, and it's the same with you now. I was there 2 weeks, and I went to the beach every day, except, of course, it rained. The only day it rained was the day, Thursday. And, but it was... it was gorgeous. And, up here, if they get snow and they get a bad winter, let me tell you, and I speak from experience, you don't get that back. You don't, when you lose Saturday nights and you lose weekends and you lose holidays, especially in the winter months on Cape Cod, and retail, it isn't just restaurants, it's also the motels and the and any other retail business. And it's very scary, I find it.
I'll tell you one of the things that I think keeps the village, like even our locals that come in, is we have a huge social media network, I guess you'd say.
Right.
And a lot of them are people who come and visit and people we stay in touch with.
Right.
And so it's not like you just sort of disappear and we don't see you anymore. We actually stay in contact with a lot of people through that. And part of that is, marketing, but part of it is a personal touch that people remember you. They want to come out to see you.
Well, it's all, I tell people, as you know, your entertainers first. All of you bartenders and all of the hostesses and waiters and waitresses, a lot of them forget that the first thing they are entertainment. And I think I told you the other night that for years, way back, American Express had done a survey of the 5 top reasons people return to a restaurant or to just about any business. Number 1 is recognition, and that is that the person that they're going to deal with, whether it be on the phone or the first person they meet, standing there waiting to be seated, that's the kind of, that's when you make your biggest inroads to getting them to come back. Food was number 4 out of 5. Isn't that amazing?
It is, because, look, you can comment for me. I think why I have, or why the way I do is because I know I work hard for my money, right? You work, say you work 3 hours to go out to dinner. You break down what you make, per hour. And say you're going to go out and you're going to spend $150, $200. Say you go out with somebody and you have a bottle of wine and you just work 3 hours to go spend your money at a restaurant. The food could be bad, but if you're waiting for a drink, and
it's amazing, isn't it, huh? It really is. Yep.
If you're waiting for water, when you can do that at home,
that's right.
And you're there to pay them. You're there to pay a person to do something for you. And if they're not doing that and you're spending 3 hours of your hard-earned work there, it's not a very fair trade. You're not going to come. I'm not coming back because I can pour my own wine at home and I can pour my own water.
Well, not only that. Again,
yeah, right.
Well, listen, I want to thank you very much, and I'm tickled because I was upset with myself that I didn't get your phone. I just had your email, and
Anytime I'd definitely give you my phone number. You can definitely link in anytime. Like I'll answer through Facebook, through Twitter. If you go to my website, SunnyRichardson.com, it's SUNNY. Richardson.com. Okay. You can link in through Twitter, Facebook. I will message you right back. I'll send you to the Village Pump and Grill Facebook page and the Twitter. So if you guys can link
hopefully you'll see. We have a lot of listeners, and a lot of them, as I started out this morning's show with, and I recommended, and I know they'll get a kick out of the beautiful job Dave did with the Village. What is it? The
Village Pump.
I'm talking about the Beachside Resort.
Oh,
and with all those Cape Cod names on the doors, I think they're. But let me know, because I'm going to tell people to make sure they say Don McCaig told me to say hi. So I'll tell them to go and see Sonny. But thanks very much for calling.
Thank you, and I look forward to having you soon, guys. I
hope so. Thanks, Sonny, very much. My best to everyone. 775 WXTK 1888.